Before you toss out that old teapot or rusty rake, stop for just a moment, because what you might see as trash could become the most charming part of your garden. In this video, we're turning forgotten items into beautiful, useful treasures. From chipped mugs to worn-out chairs, I'll show you 25 creative ways to breathe new life into what you already have. No special tools or fancy skills needed. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting started, these ideas are simple, joyful, and completely doable at any age. And along the way, you'll discover how a little creativity can turn clutter into comfort and scraps into serenity. Ready to see your garden and your old junk in a whole new light? Let's begin. If your shed, garage, or closet is packed with things you haven't touched in years, old tools, chipped dishes, worn-out boots, you're not alone. Most of us hold on to these items, thinking we'll deal with them someday. But what if those dusty old pieces aren't just clutter? What if they're the start of something beautiful? Hidden in that pile might be your next favorite garden planter, a charming decoration, or a unique way to bring life back into your space. You don't need to be a master gardener or an artist, just a bit of curiosity and the willingness to see things differently. Because the truth is, creating beauty doesn't have to come from a store. Sometimes it's already in your backyard, just waiting for a second chance. And today, we're going to uncover it together, one treasure at a time. I've put together 25 inspiring garden ideas that prove you don't need to spend a fortune to create something beautiful. These projects take everyday items, things you might already have lying around, and turn them into practical, charming additions to your garden. Some are as simple as a 5-minute fix. Others can fill a quiet weekend with purpose and joy. Each one offers not just a creative outlet, but a way to breathe new life into forgotten objects and into your outdoor space. Whether you're looking to add color, character, or a personal touch to your garden, there's something here for you. And just wait until you hear what we did with a broken bird cage. It's proof that with a little imagination, nothing is truly useless. Stick with me. Your next favorite garden idea might be hiding in your junk drawer right now. Chapter 1. Kitchen to Garden. Let's start in one of the most surprising places, the kitchen. You might not realize it, but tucked away in your cabinets and drawers are items that can bring color, creativity, and charm to your garden. These aren't just cute ideas. They're useful, affordable, and most importantly, deeply satisfying to make. Whether you're looking to brighten a patio, liven up a window box, or just find a peaceful weekend project, these transformations are easy, fun, and perfect at any age. Here are 5 of my favorite ways to turn old kitchen items into outdoor treasures. Idea 1. Teapots hanging planters. That chipped teapot in the back of your cupboard? Don't toss it, plant it. Teapots make beautiful hanging or shelf planters, especially for flowers like pansies, petunias, or even herbs like mint and basil. All you need to do is add a few pebbles at the bottom for drainage, fill with potting soil, tuck in your plant, and either place it on a sturdy ledge or string it up with macrame or wire. The handle and spout give it instant charm, and you'll smile every time you walk by. Bonus tip: these also make thoughtful gifts, especially if you plant someone's favorite flower inside. Idea 2. Colander's strawberry baskets. Have a colander with a broken handle or some rust spots? Perfect. Colanders already have built-in drainage holes, which makes them ideal for growing strawberries, cherry tomatoes, or trailing flowers like nasturtium. To use it, line the inside with burlap or coffee filters to hold the soil. Add your potting mix. Plant your starter plants. Then hang it by the handles using rope or an old chain. Hang it from a shepherd's hook or even a tree branch. Over time, the greenery will spill out in a lovely cascade, and you'll have fresh fruit just an arm's length away. Idea 3. Muffin tins mini succulent trays. If you've got an old muffin tin lying around, especially the ones that have seen better days, it's perfect for a tiny succulent garden. Each cup becomes a home for a single plant, creating a sweet, low-maintenance centerpiece. Here's how. Add a bit of gravel to each cup for drainage. Fill with cactus soil. Nestle in a small succulent or cactus clipping. This idea works well indoors or on a sunny porch. It's also a great conversation starter and a fun way to involve grandkids or friends in a quick project. Idea 4. Cutlery garden markers. Don't know what to do with that mismatched fork or bent spoon? Turn it into a beautiful garden label. Here's the simple method. Take an old fork, spoon, or butter knife. Use a permanent marker or metal stamping set to label your herbs or vegetables. Press it into the soil near the plant it names. Not only does it help you remember what you planted, but it adds a charming, rustic touch to your garden. Extra idea: paint the handles with weatherproof paint for a pop of color. Idea 5. Enamel or rustic herb planters. Old enamel mixing bowls, chipped trays, or even that forgotten roasting pan. They all have potential. These make fantastic herb gardens, especially for basil, thyme, rosemary, or parsley. You can place them right outside your kitchen door for easy access while cooking. To get started, drill a few small holes in the bottom for drainage or use rocks. Fill with a good potting mix. Add your herbs and give them a sunny spot. The worn enamel gives a vintage, country feel that looks lovely on porches, patios, or even apartment balconies. Coming up next, the easiest way to turn an old cheese grater into a hummingbird haven. Yes, really. It's one of the most surprising transformations in this whole video, and it only takes 10 minutes to make. Stick around. Chapter 2. Furniture finds. Let's move from the kitchen to the attic, garage, or maybe even the curb. Because sometimes, the furniture we're ready to toss still has a little more life to give, just in a different form. These next ideas aren't just clever, they're deeply satisfying. They take something broken or outdated and transform it into a statement piece for your garden. You don't need to be a carpenter or own fancy tools. If you've got a little patience and a touch of creativity, you can turn cast-off furniture into one-of-a-kind garden features. Here are 5 of my favorite ways to give old furniture a second chance. Idea 6. Broken chair flower throne. That old wooden chair with a cracked seat? Don't throw it away. Turn it into a flower throne. Here's how. Remove the seat completely if it's broken. Fit a planter bowl or basket into the space where the seat used to be. Fill with soil and vibrant flowers. Think marigolds, begonias, or trailing vines. Place it near your garden entrance or under a tree. It becomes both a piece of art and a celebration of something saved. And if the chair's paint is chipped or worn, even better, it adds character and rustic charm. Optional. Paint the frame in a cheerful color to match your flowers. Idea 7. Drawer stack tiered garden. Have an old dresser with missing drawers? Or maybe just a few loose drawers left over? Perfect. Drawers make fantastic planters. Stack them at angles to create a tiered effect. Place one drawer flat on the ground. Prop the next one behind or slightly on top, using bricks or wood blocks for support. Continue stacking to build a cascading garden look. Fill each drawer with potting soil and plant herbs, flowers, or leafy greens. This works great for small spaces. 2. Like patios or balconies, where vertical gardening adds impact without taking up too much room. Idea 8. Old ladder vertical planter. A wooden ladder that's no longer safe to climb? Don't scrap it. Stand it up in your garden and turn it into a vertical garden. This idea is both beautiful and practical. Lean the ladder securely against a wall or fence. Use each step as a shelf to hold small pots or baskets. You can also attach planter boxes directly to the rungs. It's a great way to grow herbs, succulents, or trailing flowers without taking up ground space. You'll get layers of color and texture, and your back will thank you for the added height. Bonus tip: paint the ladder in a soft pastel for a cottage garden feel, or leave the wood raw for rustic charm. Idea 9. Side table fairy garden. That wobbly old side table you've had for decades? It could become a magical centerpiece. Fairy gardens are a wonderful way to express creativity, especially if you enjoy crafting or storytelling. Use the tabletop to build a tiny world filled with moss, miniature houses, pebbles, tiny figurines, even a little winding path. Here's how to start. Remove the top if it's damaged and replace it with a shallow planting tray. Fill with soil, moss, and tiny plants like thyme or baby's tears. Decorate with miniature garden accessories. Many are available at dollar stores or easy to make. Place it under a shady tree or in a quiet corner for a bit of whimsy and wonder. Idea 10. Cracked mirror mosaic stepping stones. A mirror with a crack might not belong on the wall anymore, but its pieces can live on beautifully. Mirror shards catch the sunlight and create magical reflections in the garden. You can safely turn them into mosaic stepping stones. Here's how. Wear gloves and safety glasses to break the mirror into small pieces. Wrap it in a towel first. Arrange the pieces into patterns on concrete pavers or stepping stones. Use outdoor grout or strong adhesive to hold the pieces in place. Let dry and seal with a waterproof coating. When the sun hits them, your path will sparkle, literally. It's like walking through a secret garden. And don't miss what we did with an old armchair. It became a surprisingly comfy garden bench. That's coming up soon, and it might be my favorite transformation yet. Old furniture holds stories. That drawer might have once held your child's school supplies. That chair might have been part of family dinners for years. Giving these pieces new life honors those memories while making room for new ones. And there's something incredibly meaningful about not just saving money, but saving the soul of something familiar, something that's been part of your life. These projects give you the chance to preserve what matters, in a way that's both useful and beautiful. They also offer a deeper message, just like these items. We all have the power to be repurposed, reimagined, and refreshed at any stage in life. Chapter 3: Tools and Trinkets. Now, let's take a walk out to the shed or garage, that magical place where forgotten tools and random odds and ends tend to pile up over the years. Maybe there's a rusty rake from a decade ago, a stack of empty paint cans, a pair of boots too worn for walking but too sentimental to toss. We tend to hang on to these things, not because they're useful as is, but because they once were. The beauty is, they still can be. This next group of ideas takes those overlooked bits and pieces and gives them a new purpose, one that brings charm and function back into your garden. Let's dig in. Idea 11. Rusty rake head hanging key or tool holder. A rusty metal rake with a broken handle may no longer help with leaves, but it makes an incredible wall-mounted hook rack. Here's what to do. Remove the rake head from the handle. Clean off any loose rust or dirt. Mount it to the wall of your shed, fence, or garage with a few screws. Each tine becomes a hook for keys, hand tools, gloves, even small hanging pots. It's practical, eye-catching, and adds a touch of vintage charm to your workspace. Extra tip, give it a quick coat of matte, clear sealant to protect it from further rust. Idea 12. Paint cans hanging wall pots. Empty paint cans, especially those metal ones, are perfect for outdoor planters. Instead of ending up in the trash, they can brighten up a dull fence or wall. Steps: remove the labels and clean the cans thoroughly. Punch a few drainage holes in the bottom. Paint them in cheerful colors or leave them natural for a rustic look. Attach sturdy wire or rope to hang them on nails or hooks. Fill them with colorful flowers like petunias, trailing ivy, or even kitchen herbs like oregano or parsley. These can line up beautifully along fences, balconies, or patios, adding personality and vertical color. Idea 13. Worn boots. Flower boots. Have a favorite pair of old garden boots or rain boots that are too far gone to wear, but too beloved to toss? Time to turn them into planters. Here's how. Drill a few holes in the soles for drainage. Fill with soil and your favorite flowers, zinnias, geraniums, or even succulents for a playful touch. Stand them on your porch steps or line them along a path. These flower boots instantly make visitors smile and often spark conversation. And if they're your old boots, even better, they carry a piece of your story into the garden. Sentimental twist. Kids or grandkids' boots work beautifully. 2. Tiny planters full of memories. Idea 14. Bicycle wheel climbing plant trellis. If you've got an old bicycle that's rusting away, don't let that wheel go to waste. It can become a one-of-a-kind trellis. Here's how. Remove the tire so you're left with the clean wheel frame and spokes. Mount it vertically to a fence, garden post, or wall. Train climbing plants, like sweet peas, morning glories, or clematis, through the spokes. As the vines grow, they'll twist around the metal, creating a beautiful living sculpture. It's a striking feature, especially when the sun catches the metal behind the greenery. Creative bonus. Paint the wheel for an extra pop of color, or hang a small solar lantern in the center for nighttime charm. Idea 15. Broken hose garden edging. A hose with too many leaks to repair? It still has plenty of use, just not in watering. You can turn a broken hose into flexible garden edging that keeps mulch and soil tidy and adds a neat visual border. How to do it. Cut the hose into manageable lengths. Use garden staples or U-shaped pins to secure the hose in curves or lines around flower beds or tree bases. If you like, spray paint the hose to match your garden. Palette or leave it as is for a natural look. It's quick, clever, and reduces waste, all while giving your beds a more finished look. These objects, tools, boots, hoses, each carry a bit of history. Maybe you remember the last project you used that paint can on. Maybe those boots walked through countless spring mornings in your garden. Repurposing isn't just about saving money. It's about honoring your own journey, your effort, and your memories. There's a quiet satisfaction that comes from giving a second life to something that once served you well. It's proof that usefulness doesn't always fade, it just changes shape. And just like us, these things still have something valuable to offer, something beautiful, even if a bit weathered. And remember that old armchair we mentioned? Next up, we'll show you how it became a garden bench. That's not only charming, but surprisingly comfy. You won't want to miss this transformation. Chapter 4: Whimsical Touches. Now that we've worked through the practical and the clever, it's time for the playful. This is where the garden becomes more than just a space to plant. It becomes a reflection of your spirit. Whimsy doesn't have to be childish. It can be soulful, nostalgic, joyful, even healing. These next ideas are about adding personality. Those little details that surprise guests, spark conversation, or simply make you smile when you're watering your tomatoes. Some are soft and subtle. Some are bold and quirky. All of them are made from things you might already have in the back of a drawer, in your recycling bin, or tucked away in a box you haven't opened in years. Let's make magic from the unexpected. Idea 16: Mason jars firefly lanterns. There's something deeply nostalgic about the glow of soft light in the garden, especially when it flickers like fireflies. Mason jars, or any glass jars, really, make beautiful, simple lanterns. Here's how. Fill each jar with a string of battery-powered LED fairy lights or a small solar puck light. Wrap the rim with twine or wire to hang from hooks or tree branches. At dusk, they start to glow, casting a warm light over your patio or flower beds. It's a beautiful way to end the day, especially for evening garden strolls or outdoor dinners with loved ones. Sentimental twist. Use vintage jars you've had for years, maybe ones used for canning with a parent or grandparent, to light up new memories. Idea 17: Birdcage hanging fern garden. An old birdcage, especially the decorative kind, makes an absolutely stunning hanging planter. Here's what to do. Line the bottom with coconut fiber or moss for drainage. Add a potted fern or trailing plant inside, like ivy or string of pearls. Hang from a sturdy branch or patio beam. The bars of the cage let greenery peek out, while keeping the structure charming and contained. It's whimsical, yes, but also elegant and full of character. Tip: if the paint is chipped or rusty, leave it for a vintage feel, or repaint in white or gold for a more polished look. Idea 18: Wine bottles border lights. If you've saved old wine bottles, whether for their color, the memory, or just because they look too pretty to toss, this one's for you. Wine bottles make incredible garden border lights. Wash and dry them thoroughly. Insert a string of battery-operated or solar fairy lights inside. Nestle the bottles neck down or upright along a garden path or bed border. They cast a gentle glow after sunset and add sophistication and serenity. Green, blue, and clear bottles create a lovely, calming palette. Safety note: make sure bottles are secure and out of high foot traffic areas. Idea 19: Tin cans wind chimes. Here's a joyful way to bring sound into your garden. Made from the most ordinary thing: a few empty cans. Clean and paint the cans in bright colors or patterns. Drill small holes in the bottom and string them with fishing line or wire from a wooden ring or sturdy stick. Add beads, shells, or keys in between to create different tones. Hang your new chime on the porch, from a tree, or near a favorite bench. When the breeze blows, it carries gentle clinks and clatters, like the soundtrack of a lazy summer afternoon. And best of all, each piece is something you saved and repurposed with love. Idea 20: Old plates mosaic plant markers. If you've broken a plate or kept a chipped one, for sentimental reasons, don't throw it out. Those pieces can become colorful, one-of-a-kind plant markers for your garden. Here's how. Carefully break the plate into smaller pieces. Use a towel and hammer for safety. Glue or embed the shards into wooden stakes, stones, or thick popsicle sticks using waterproof adhesive or grout. Write the plant names using a paint pen or ceramic marker. They add instant charm, durability, and a splash of color to your herb or veggie garden. And if the plate has a family memory, it adds a little soul too. You don't need a big project to make a big impact. These fast, fun ideas can be done in a day or less and bring personality to even the smallest corners of your garden. Idea 21. Light bulb terrariums. Clear light bulbs, especially the old incandescent kind, can be turned into teeny tiny terrariums. Gently remove the metal base and innards. Use gloves. Fill with moss, tiny pebbles, or air plants. Hang them with string for floating greenery, or sit them in bottle caps for table displays. Idea 22. CD wind spinners. Got old CDs or DVDs? Don't toss them. Hang them from fishing line at different heights from a tree branch or clothesline. When they spin in the breeze, they reflect sunlight and create mesmerizing patterns. They also help scare off birds from seedlings if needed. Double duty. Idea 23. Broken cups fairy gardens. Teacups or mugs with cracks or chips can become miniature fairy gardens. Fill with a pinch of soil, moss, a tiny figurine or two, and a sprinkle of gravel. Tuck them into corners, planter boxes, or along windowsills. They're little worlds of wonder, perfect for grandkids or the young at heart. Idea 24. Umbrella planters. An old, broken umbrella? Don't throw it away, flip it upside down. Fill it with soil and plant wildflowers or vines. It's quirky, unexpected, and downright delightful. Stake it into the ground or wedge it in a barrel to keep it steady. Idea 25. Typewriter succulent garden. Have a vintage typewriter collecting dust? Give it a new job as a conversation-starting succulent planter. Nestle small pots between the keys or plant directly into the frame. If it's already broken, succulents don't need much water, making them ideal for this creative container. It's a poetic way to blend history with growth, one story turning into another. I started saving these little things, old cups, worn boots, broken bits of furniture during a long, hard winter. The garden was sleeping, the days were short, and I needed something to look forward to. At the time, I didn't know what I'd do with them. I just couldn't bring myself to throw them away. Months later, when the sun came back and the earth softened again, I pulled them out, and piece by piece, they found a new life. A cracked teacup became a home for moss and fairy dust. A forgotten ladder grew peace. Even an old typewriter, silent for decades, now blooms with succulents instead of sentences. Gardening isn't just about plants. It's about possibility. It's about looking at something tired or broken and seeing what it could become. That's a kind of hope we all need, especially as the seasons of life change. These projects aren't just decorations. They're memories, moments, and second chances, gently growing in the sun. Every garden tells a story, and sometimes it doesn't begin with seeds or soil. It starts in the junk drawer, the attic, or that forgotten corner of the shed. These aren't just old things. They're pieces of your past, waiting for a second chapter. With a little care and creativity, they become something beautiful, something meaningful. Just look at these changes. They're more than decorations. They're memories brought back to life. Which idea was your favorite? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear what treasures you've brought back to life. And who knows, I might feature your idea in the next video. If this inspired you to rescue even one old item, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and it lets me know these joy-filled ideas are bringing light to your day. And if you love turning the ordinary into something meaningful, hit that subscribe button. There's so much more beauty, creativity, and heart to come, right from the things you already have.